This is Console Wars the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything XboxEra does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/XboxEra, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Headlines, XboxEra's twice weekly show about all of the latest and greatest goings on in this crazy video game industry. Today's date is October 9th, 2025. I'm your host, John, and joining me as always is reviews editor, Jesse Norris.
Hi, hello.
Hello, Jess.
Hi, my
Hello.
cat hit my camera, so I had to move it.
Cats
Tends
do
to
all
happen.
sorts of things. My cat's brought in 3 mice the other night, all in succession as well. It's like they found a nest, and they were just like, and they were flying around, and I was like, what's going on? It was 3 dead mice. There you go, fun times.
3
Anyway.
dead mice. 3 dead mice.
How they die. As
Listen
a bonus
to
for our
their squeals.
wonderful Patreon community, we make audio versions of these episodes available for them to listen to in Patreon in their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your account to Patreon and listen to it there instead, which is always lovely. If you want to become a Patreon legend, head over to patreon.com/XboxEra. You can support us directly. Keep us alive, keep the lights on, keep us producing glorious content.
Not those lights for much longer, sadly.
Not these lights specifically.
No.
This is, in theory, it's not. Next Thursday will be the last episode of Headlines in this.
There's glorious background.
One of the best man caves ever made, I think.
I mean, it's really small.
It's small, but it's efficient. I mean, actually, the new place is pretty cool, but it's like a garden room, so there'll be lots of greenery, and also far too much light. So I'm going to need to invest in some form of blackout blind
But yeah, I was in a Halo mood this morning, and I broke out. I found this very old Halo MCC launch T-shirt. Still got, I think it's Xbox One. Yeah, there it is, Xbox One on the shoulder there. But this hasn't fit me for a while, and it fits
I've got this
again.
on. Speaking of which, I had to eat my first one of these. So if you do $35 at our Extra Life link, which I'll put in chat, I have to eat one of these beans. Half of them are great, half of them are disgusting. If you see that one up there that says wet dog or top banana, I got wet dog.
Ugh. How was that?
Taste lingered in my mouth for a full day, before it went away.
Jeez, that sounds lovely.
I was brushing my tongue, still there. I was like, wow. But there's like dead fish and stink bug and vomit. Like there's way worse thing, barf they call it. It's like, the moment I get one of those, it might be game over.
If folks want to appreciate my Halo themed office, I've just put the YouTube video I made of the build in the chat if folks want to see what the whole thing looks like. But yeah, change is always easy. It's not always wanted, and it is always hard. But give me a chance to regroup, and life will lead to better things, I am sure.
You are always rock hard.
Absolutely. Before we dive into all of the news of the week, a couple of bits and pieces, bit of housekeeping to celebrate some of the content that we've published recently. Over on XboxEra.com, we have a review for those of you that are looking to continue your journey in the land of nowhere with Little Nightmares 3. It is out. I don't think it's out until tomorrow, funnily enough. And I think pre-orders ship with a remastered copy of the first game.
Yep.
Which is cool and all of that jazz. But my review is up and available to watch. I've tried to make it as spoiler-free as possible.
Someone still got mad at you saying you spoiled the last chapter.
Someone got mad at me for including a clip from the last chapter, which approximates about 15-second worth of an 8-minute
You ruined
video.
it.
But there wasn't any like massive moment in there. Just a cool moment, I thought. But nutshell for fans of this franchise, and I am one, it is a solid continuation of Little Nightmares, but I think they made some design pitfalls that I feel like the team at Tarsier kind of avoided mostly. All of the things that were bad about Little Nightmares 1 and 2 are still there, but they're worse in Little Nightmares 3. That's probably the best way I can put it.
Was it be around like the some control stuff and the way certain times you die and it doesn't feel the most fair?
It's a combination of all of those things. So yes, controlling yourself in a 3D space doesn't still feel quite right, and you'll think you're going to land somewhere and you won't, and that's not entirely the fault of the player. But the most egregious and frustrating thing, and I couldn't include all of the clips to really kind of show players what we were dealing with here, but I can verbally kind of, without spoiling anything, the game has always featured chase sequences where something much bigger than you is coming after you. But what we found was bizarre, and I played this in co-op with Deadly Headley on PC, and what we found absolutely bizarre was that the animation timing for the creature chasing you changed. So we would burst through a door and it would burst through after us. But one time it would burst through after us immediately, meaning quite literally you could not escape. Like it was too close to you. And then another time it would be like a full 10 seconds behind you. And you'd be like, well, this is easy now. And it's like, this should be on a timer and I should feel like I'm nearly going to get caught. And if I mess up, but it wasn't. And add to that, the final fight, sequence again had that issue where things would randomly happen, but it wasn't signposted well, and then the timings would randomly change. So you thought you were doing fine, and then the game would be like, "Nope, fuck you! I'm going to do it quicker this time." And it was like this. It loudly had me swearing because it was just frustrating, not fun. Which is, and considering Little Nightmares 2 is like one of my favorite games from the year it released, I think 2021 maybe. I can't remember now. I was sad to only give this a 7, and it was going to be a 6.5. But one other thing that I think has been added because people have requested it, but I think takes away from the world of the game, is they added co-op. And you might think, cool, that's a great idea. And it is on paper. But like in any co-op game, you're chatting to your mate. You're not fully focused on the atmosphere of the world, and you lose some of that charm because, yeah, whatever, you're just chatting away about, what you had for dinner or anything in the world, and it removed that atmosphere. And I played the first chapter again solo and was much more invested. And it doesn't do local co-op either, because some of the puzzle design means that you have to actually separate off of the screen from each other and leave one of you behind.
They won't do a split screen.
There's no split screen or anything like that. And they can't keep you on the same screen. So that's why there's no local co-op. But yeah.
Yep. All
It's
right.
a good game. I enjoyed it. If you're a fan, you'll still have fun.
Yep.
If you're not a fan,
good,
this isn't going to change your mind.
Not great.
Yeah. Good, not great.
Isn't it like $40 too?
Yeah, it's not crazy. And you do get the first game remastered as well,
Yeah.
included if you
pre-order it, yeah.
Yeah, and you've got 1 day left to do that, so jump on it.
Well, I played something I still don't understand. I put up a Patreon peep for Judre, the most Scottish game ever made. The guy who had some action figures and a lot of clay. And for some reason, you've got a flying little pink squirrel with you at the beginning named Mob.
Interesting.
You can mind control weak creatures and have them beat each other up. Everything is a real world object scanned in, I think, except for like the ground and the mountains. But even those are like drawn. It plays like a really bad Diablo, but it then has like stunning music, like just amazing music and really good voice acting. But you're fighting a lot of haggis. Like that's just what this guy's called. He's called Haggis. And you beat him up and you kill each section, and each section can turn into more haggis.
I'm looking at this footage and I'm like, what is this?
This game features the weirdest human faces I've ever seen, bar none. Once you get into town and you start looking at what these people look like, I highly recommend this Patreon peeps. If you have not watched it, this game is a mix of some of the worst and some of the best that video games have. It's like there's no in between. It's either holy shit, how is this so good, or holy crap, this is bad.
But Jesse, how can
that's a woman
someone watch a Patreon peeps? Like, how can they go and watch it? And,
well, if you want to watch this whole video and see this lady's face, and when I go beat up her daughter and steal the baby back, you can go to patreon.com/XboxEra, and at any tier you sign up, and the links are all there.
Boom. Wow, don't you just love exclusive content?
And it doesn't feature any Scottish ladies talking. I'm pretty sure it's the same two guys. And then sometimes they talk like this when they're doing an accent, when they're pretending to be a woman. Or maybe they go a bit like this. You know, it's not even like they've got one of these to like, oh, you're such a nice laddie puck. Oh, faith in the God. But oh no, that's Irish. It's just guys doing
Stop while you're ahead.
I'm Irish. I get to do it. Norris, last name.
Fair. All right. Well, there you go. We've got some more content coming to XboxEra.com in 50 minutes or so.
Oh, yeah. No, we can say it publicly. They literally emailed me yesterday saying, by the way, if you want to just hint it, or 2 days ago, if you want to say that you're playing Battlefield 6 and when your review will be live and what you're covering at that point, because I think they understand nobody should be doing a final multiplayer review. It would be a review in progress, if anything, which we don't have because we're just doing a single-player one. I was lead. John got his opinion in there with his voice and footage. So that'll be live at the top of the hour with a scored review just for the campaign. I know it's a $70 product that you get everything in one batch and you can't just buy this or that, but we do it for Call of Duty and no one cares. So I figured, why not?
Yeah. And we'll obviously be hammering Battlefield 6 multiplayer between launch and as soon as we can feel like we've got a good handle on it, because the meta will change within like 2 weeks. But enough to say and provide a score. And
we've also played a lot of the open beta, so that counts. It's not obviously final game, but it gives you an idea what the game is like, and so we can go in, we can do what we need to do to feel like we are confident in telling you exactly how we feel. And one other thing I'd like to mention, I don't know if you saw it, but you remember Ukulele?
I do. Yuka Replay now.
Yeah. You remember Ukulele got just the original one. I'm trying to remember because I know they killed Lucky's Tale with a really low score at IGN. Now once again, it feels like they're killing a little indie platformer that's reviewing really well otherwise. It's like a 78 on OpenCritic, the Yuka Replay, but it got like a 5 on IGN, and so a ton of people just like, oh, it sucks, huh? I'm like, no, Travis didn't like it. I believe his opinions, but a lot of people really did like it. That it fixes quite a bit of the issues that the original had. So,
fun fact, that was worked on by Andy Robinson as well, current owner of VGC.
I'm trying to remember, what did they give the original one? I can only find Replay. They're too close. Oh, well, whatever. But yeah, so that's also out. We didn't have anyone or any time to do it. I feel bad. I did see Mike Rose of No More Robots talking about how like none of the major sites have covered Little Rocket Lab like we did with Scripted.
We did. He retweeted us as well.
Yeah.
He retweeted our review.
He's like no one, he can't get anyone to cover it, even though it's doing really well on Steam and Game Pass.
Yeah, Scripted, who reviewed it for us, he's like, holy shit, this could be, with a little bit more time, like the next big Stardew Valley type experience. Like he said, people are going to love it. So high praise.
Yeah, it's got 3 reviews up on OpenCritic, 8.5, 9, and 9. We're one of the 9s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's bang on it then, isn't he?
Yep.
It's on Game Pass. Everyone's least favorite video game subscription. All right. Plenty to talk about this week in this show. First of all, to kick things off, our headline topic, Ubisoft back in the news once more with a little scoop from Mr. Tortillo over at GameFile, who has revealed that the team at Ubisoft were working on an Assassin's Creed game set in the reconstruction period post-US Civil War. Not any future or current one, but post the original one.
Yep.
And it was going to be featuring a black assassin who, among other things, fought the rise of the Ku Klux Klan. Per Tortillo and GameFile, Ubisoft leadership apparently cancelled this over concerns regarding the US political climate and the backlash that was seen to Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And Mr. Henderson added a little bit. This was the next mainline Assassin's Creed game due for 2027.
Was this Project Scarlet?
Project Scarlet, yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. Didn't Microsoft have a Project Scarlet?
Yeah, that's this gen. It's right here.
Yeah, the Xbox. No, Scarlet was the Xbox One. No, that was
Scorpio.
Scorpio. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. I thought I'd heard that phrase before.
Whenever you look up a build for an Xbox Series game, it says Scarlet. If you do the file info.
Shane G in the chat says, I sadly don't blame Ubisoft. I mean, isn't it a little bit like giving in to the tirade of people who like to cancel a game every week because it's woke slop? I believe Ghosts of Yote, which has done phenomenally well and is selling well.
You know what else did phenomenally well and sold really well and reviewed well was Assassin's Creed Shadow, which they also tried to do this too. Like, it's still sold well.
They pick one, and I can't help but feel a little bit that is Ubisoft leadership literally almost like acknowledging that as a concern.
They did it during Shadows. I remember they came out and said, oh, we weren't trying to make anyone feel bad. We were just using a guy from history. It's like, you fist fight. The music I was playing earlier played while you fist fight the Pope in Rome in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Like, it's always been a game that's over the top. It uses historical figures in a fantastical way to tell weird friggin' stories that are normally really good. But the executives are, like, the devs at Ubisoft care and are great and really want to make good games, but the executives are just cowards.
The worst. According to Stephen Tortillo, in this reconstruction era Assassin's Creed set in the 1860s to 1870s, gamers would play as a black man who had been formerly enslaved in the South and moved west to start a new life. Recruited by the series Assassins, he would return to the South to fight for justice in a conflict that would, among other things, see him confront the emergence of the Ku Klux Klan. That's according to interviews with 5 current and former Ubisoft employees who spoke to GameFile on the condition of anonymity.
Wow, not
because
just
they were
one?
authorized. Not just one.
Oh, wow. There's a big Halo story that's around just one.
I'm going to post a link in the chat to this particular news story where you can read more about it. But one particular quote that really stands out to me is, per one source familiar with the game and its cancellation, too political in a country too unstable to make it short. Wow. I mean, and I'm seeing a bunch of reactions online. I'm seeing that crowd that would have screamed about this game existing going, yeah, good. And I'm seeing the other crowd that would quite like to play this. Actually, it sounds really interesting. Go, this sucks, and I can't believe that Ubisoft capitulated. Sadly, we'll never know. I mean, maybe stuff will leak out from it, but arguably,
well, they have to take what they've done and redo something. Otherwise, it's going to be an incredibly long time before they have another mainline game.
I mean, if they were going to have fun, like, why not go in the future, like far future? Like, let's go fucking cyberpunk era and have an Assassin's Creed set like way, way in the future where things are crazy and dystopian and
That's
shit.
not how the Animus works. It would have to be present day is way in the future, but then they're going back anyways. Like,
yeah.
Then you're just going back anyways. You don't really do anything in the future. They don't really do. There's no playable current day in Shadows. There's just like weird Animus cutscenes stuff about
we
it.
were hearing that the Black Flag remake has cut all of the Desmond future or present day gameplay as well.
Yeah, they probably find it. They think people would probably be confused by it because all of the most popular Assassin's Creeds have not had it. Like no one like Layla in Odyssey and Valhalla, I think. But yeah, the worst thing that Assassin's Creed 3 did, other than starting way too slow, and it's funny because Assassin's Creed 3 was one where people were like accusing them of both sidesing the Civil War. They're like, oh, it's apolitical. Connor's not really going to take a side. And then you fucking kill like 9 million redcoats in that game. And he's full on rebel. Because again, the executives and the devs are always at odds with each other, it seems. But in that one, they just randomly kill Desmond and end his story with him saving the world by doing it. And it's never been as good since. It was really interesting. The new current day stuff.
Yeah. Sucks. It sucks. We'll never know. That's the end.
Yeah.
But they managed to pip our original story to be more the headline story of this episode. But yeah, there you go. Good old Ubisoft doing Ubisoft things.
Yep.
Next up in news, this one's kind of amusing / great to hear for a couple of reasons. A new studio was announced last week, and I think in terms of media, we picked it up first, which is always great. Sackbird Studios is a brand new studio that's been formed by a group of veteran developers behind Elder Scrolls Online and the cancelled Project Blackbird, which was originally reported by Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg as being the project that was cancelled at ZeniMax Online Studios that reportedly Microsoft leadership were thrilled by, I think is the quote. I'm paraphrasing. Don't take that as gospel. But now they've formed Sackbird Studios, which is one hell of a on-the-nose pun, I think, as they were let go following Project Blackbird's cancellation. And they are an independent, employee-owned game studio that is self-funded for multiple years. They've got no outside investors and full creative control. The team is focused on building great games on their own terms. And this is a quote directly from David Worley, who's the COO, Chief Operating Officer at Sackbird Studios. After years in AAA, we wanted the freedom to take smart risks without waiting for a green light or chasing quarterly targets. We're fully employee-owned and funded, which means we only answer to people who are passionate about games. If I can't think of any better shade to throw at their previous overlords than that.
It goes at every major publisher right now.
Yeah,
but it's obviously aimed at who they were working for, but it works for everyone too, which is extra nice.
Yeah. And the name is just fantastic. The Sackbirds. So good. So smart. Yeah. The question is what are they working on? Are they going to immediately try and pick up where they left off with Project Blackbird with that idea?
They couldn't use
obviously have
any,
to
like
change
they won't
things
have
around.
any of those assets or rights or anything, but they'd have all the concepts and whatnot. So I don't know,
Yeah, I mean,
a huge Destiny-like game right off the bat is probably a big ask.
that's a big risk, but they want to take that risk, right?
But they said they got a bunch of money behind them.
Yeah,
That's
and
the toughest thing to do right now.
it is. It is. And interestingly, they said that the cancellation of Project Blackbird, while disappointing, inspired the founders to build a studio designed to avoid many of the pitfalls they've experienced across the industry. And there's another quote here from the CEO, Lee Rideau. I'm going to go with Rideau. I don't think that T's pronounced. We're grateful for our time at ZeniMax Online Studios. It shaped us as developers and as people. When I learned that Blackbird was being cancelled and a lot of our people were losing their jobs, it lit a fire. We realized the best way to protect our craft and our team was to create a studio where creative independence isn't negotiable. They're not announcing their game, but they've confirmed active development on an original project for PC and consoles. And they'll show more
Probably not Xbox
when it's ready. Yeah. We'll find out in 3 years that Xbox have come in and added a bunch to fund it, and then the cycle will be complete.
I got my second of 3 games in now, John.
Yeah.
Not you'd know the other one, but it feels good. Also, I just added a new story that'll maybe make you happy.
Yeah. What news story is this, Jesse?
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is getting an update that includes New Game Plus. Just announced.
What?
Yeah, they just put out a little video.
What?
Yep.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
Yep. So there's a Cairo outfit, New Game Plus, and Language Select are the things talked about in this trailer video. If you want to immediately get on typing, and then I'll just host this show alone. Available.
I'm actually pinging our SEO news and general.
You gotta get this out quick.
Yeah.
Out tomorrow.
It's out tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
I'm too busy for this.
Hey, it'll be that means it's ready for you when you want. New Game Plus right there. Keep all your books.
Crap.
Yeah, you're walk around, you'll be a walk-in library right from the beginning.
Oh.
New Game Plus just it lets you replay without having to find and get everything again. It's nice. And depending on sometimes New Game Pluses will add stuff. No idea that this one is. But it also means you can like bump up the difficulty if you want because you're super strong. And yeah, free update.
Okay,
they're always cool.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to helpfully take some screenshots of that. What else is included in this New Game Plus?
A Cairo outfit and Language Select. So new outfit and Language Select are the big thingies for this one.
Wow, a new outfit.
This is it's the 15-year anniversary of Machine Games this October, and this update is their anniversary gift for all players of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So the main editions contain 3 things from the community wish list: New Game Plus, the iconic Cairo outfit, and Voice Language Select. There you go. And people in the comments all positive. You rarely see that on YouTube. Everyone's like, "Yes, please make a sequel! Yay! Thank you for listening." Like, holy shit. Actually, nice YouTube. Apparently, even more outfits, according to Bash Video Editor, though they don't state it in here. It's weird.
I'm delighted by this.
We get all Bethesda's stuff, but I don't get their press releases all the time. I have to ask for that, I think. This would be nice.
Yeah.
No more.
I am delighted by this. I wonder if there's probably a blog post up somewhere to look at and grab informations from, maybe. Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Yeah, and that would normally have been an email like 10, 20 minutes ago, but we're just on the we send you codes list. I have to, like I did with Ubisoft, say, hey, please give us your press releases. And then they do. They're like, oh, sure. And now for some sad news. Heart Machine facing layoffs. And so Heart Machine, the team behind Hyper Light Drifter, one of my favorite games of last gen, who had made Hyper Light Breaker, which went into early access this January, are due to outside forces facing layoffs and will be eventually, at first it was they are right now, but eventually ending development on Hyper Light Breaker. So a good
So
amount.
is this ending development? The game is cancelled, or ending development? The game is finished, and we're moving
They're
on.
finishing it essentially one last polish patch. So it's not going to have all the content they were hoping for. What it is now gets one more patch, and then that's it. Because I'm guessing that they're firing people because they don't have any money, and if you're going to cancel it and have to refund people, like if you don't actually have any of the money to do that, instead a couple people hang on, work their butts off, and get a final patch out. Would be my guess on it. I don't know, but yeah, they're an LA-based studio, and LA is expensive. Small team, finding funding is almost impossible. And I got to be honest, I think early access has kind of played itself out for a lot of games. It's a really dangerous thing to jump into if you're not. I think it was the guys who did Rogue Prince of Persia. One of the game directors, like, if you're gonna go into early access, you got to be about 90% done, and then you have 2 or 3 big early access updates, and you're out within 9 months.
Yeah,
that's the only way it can actually work anymore, because everyone looks at every release as the game's launched, and they won't come back.
Yeah, I was really sad to see this the other day. There were some folks discussing on forum about Towerborn, a game which I really, really like. Right, but as you and I can attest to, when you work in this kind of job, it's very difficult to have a game that you regularly play because you're always moving on to the next thing that you're covering. And I saw that the player base on Steam was like 9 players online.
Yep.
And I'm like, fuck.
There's just there are too many games.
And that's like, it's still not even got achievements on Xbox, and it's like, what did the team do?
Yeah, because we already heard that they were losing funding. Like,
so
there was that person who was working there and said that they were let go or something, because it's like when you're looking at it from the publisher's point of view, it ends up becoming a numbers game, and it's like, yeah, you made a great game, but no one's playing it. What do we care, or what do we do? And when you're in growth mode, you can get some leverage, but in the time right now, no one gets growth mode. Everyone gets the screws put to them pretty goddamn hard.
Yeah.
So
it's rough out there, man. Like, and yeah, like Shane G in the chat talking about Matt Piscatella's reports, and I don't think it's in our list here, but like you can add it, the average average gamer buys like less than 2 games a year.
Yep.
A year, and think about how many are released every fucking month. And like, what's the industry doing? And then you also put into account, you see things like Peak as an example, that was made in like 6 months or something, and is not pushing graphical fidelity, but it is pushing fun and silliness and quick updates, and that launches for a fuck all price, and it just skyrockets.
Yeah.
The industry, I feel at present, is got too many middle management money men in charge of what gets made and how it gets made. And I get that there is a place for data analytics and market
when you're
analysis
in the big giant AAA sphere, I get it. But when you want to have these little things that can take off and hit real hard, you just need people with cool ideas getting things out at a reasonable cost.
Mad.
Which is funny enough, that's one of the things that Matt Booty talked about a lot, is he's like, they want to hit all those angles. They've got their AAA, they got their AA, and he wants to target the single A stuff. Yeah.
Did he use the word boutique? I think he did.
Yeah, like I think he called it like awards focused.
Awards bait.
Yeah, like they've got their their whole smorgasbord of what they want to go through, and then the money people come in, and at that point, then nobody can do whatever they want ever again, because the money people always win.
And then, even if now it segues us nicely into the next story, is, Game Pass, which has had its fair share of controversial kind of talking points around it over the last week or so. They've just announced their October games, and it's another ridiculously incredible month.
Everyone's so mad they just kept yelling week because there's smaller games in there. And it's funny, of all the games that are going in, I would not be shocked if Supermarket Simulator had some of the most engagement, which is the thing they really care about, because it's just this weird, shouldn't be nearly as fun. I ended up playing it for like friggin' 3 hours after stream last night when I was just hanging out, nothing to do really. until that other thing came in, and I was just like, oh, this was fun. I'll keep playing. And then I realized, oh shit, this is so much bigger than I thought it was, because it just looks like this little asset flip swap game. And then you get into it and you're like, holy shit, no, there's a lot of really cool big mechanics in here using that asset flip swap look. But like, you end up being in this whole city. I went around the entire goddamn city, and you get a car, and I get a skateboard, and I can, if I want, for like $300, and then I can skateboard over to the produce place, because once I have a produce stand, I need to go buy fresh produce to resell it. Like, it's just one of those, this isn't fun in real life because it's very tiring and hard to do, but being able to dominate it and get that constant dopamine hit of doing everything and seeing things get bigger and better, it just hits. But then there's also Ball Pit, which then hits for people. We'll have a review for that one.
We've been playing that for
we've had it for weeks, and but yeah, you look at what's coming. There's, I think it was 8 things being put into the service. One of them is returning in Evil West, just in time for October and the spooky season, which everyone always says, and I hate. But you know, also pretty much anything that is a day one port is getting right into premium. So I do think that it gives us more of an idea again on how they want people to actually look at Essentials and Premium as things worth it, because they know that not everyone is going to play enough games, especially with that info from Matt, where most people buy 1 or 2. Like, the majority
I
of
disagree
gamers.
with their list of how they lay this out with the tiny text underneath. I think they should have columns of Ultimate, Premium, even if they duplicate the game box art, but just make it super simple to look at. Premium, Ultimate, Essential.
Well, they want you to think all of it's new and coming, everything.
Yeah.
They want to trick you.
Yeah, I get
That's
it.
business.
I get it.
Dark patterns, man.
Like we're looking at Ninja Gaiden 4, Keeper, Ball Pit, Supermarket Simulator. PAX Day is coming to, it's an MMO, so
they're doing more PC only stuff again, which is cool.
I've heard of the casting of Frank Stone, but I don't think I've played it. So
it's a supermassive narrative and choice game, but done real poorly. But it's part of Dead by Daylight, so it's got an enormous audience behind it.
Yeah. But screw that. Let's talk about Grinch Christmas Adventures. We're going to play that, right? We're going to do a Patreon peeps for that one.
And some people thought that was the new one that's coming out, because there is a new Grinch game coming out this year, but this is the 2-year-old one.
Wow.
And it reviewed really poorly.
Oh, dear.
So.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, overall, they have all their targets, and of course, like, everything is just people yelling, this isn't worth $30. I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah. People should read their emails from publishers that say, hey, this is when you can say things. That's what people should do. People should read those.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
It doesn't hurt.
On the subject of Game Pass, and I've seen this one being bandied around, right? And people saying like, oh, Microsoft are backtracking. They've delayed it in these countries. And I'm like, isn't it because you can't raise the increase of a subscription price?
There are some countries you can't raise it at all. And there are others where you have to give proper notice. So in some countries, it will most likely just be delayed. But in other countries, there are still people that show like, yeah, no, I still pay €12 a month. They can't raise it on me as long as I never let it lapse. So
yeah, if effectively and this is fuck you Brexit energy coming through here from me. If you're in the EU, I think the EU has a law around that you can't increase the price on consumers that are already subscribed.
Yeah, it's mostly EU countries with this.
But thanks to the general populace of the United Kingdom, we're no longer in the European Union, so we are subject to that price increase straight away. Thanks, Nigel. Anyway, Xbox came through. There was a lot of confusion. People going, oh, marketing, messaging. Yes, they probably should have had this all go out in one hit rather than 2 days later.
I honestly would have been shocked if it was kind of thrown together fairly quickly without thinking about that. And fairly quickly for them is, a month.
Yeah. Carrie Perez, head of Xbox Communications, said in a statement to The Verge, our recent Game Pass update remains unchanged. Current subscribers in certain countries will continue renewing at their existing price for now, in line with local requirements. We'll provide advance notice before price adjustments take effect in those countries. There you go. That's why that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Thank you,
it's a
European
nice
Union.
thing to have a government that wants to get you some good, helpful regulations. That was happening a fair bit for a while there, and in some places it still is, but there's been more a shift back to helping corporations, who are also people in America.
That's right.
Go on.
In other news, if you're a fancy pants Xbox game controller collector, best buckle up because there are new Outer Worlds 2 controllers available at Xbox Design Lab.
For the creepy Moon Man.
Yeah, he's looking at me funny. Both in the standard controller and elite controller designs. I like the artwork on this. It's nice.
It's a little busy for them, but if the Moon Man wasn't there, it wouldn't feel as busy, I think. Because they're normally not big on having like huge things, and it's got like the ripple neon-y, greeny, like it looks nice. And it's Design Lab, so you can change up the colors on everything as you want.
Yeah, it's cool as well that the Moon Man goes over the rubber grip.
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering how they did that, but they have to obviously bear that in mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Well, it's cool. It's kind of not going to be cheap, but it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, this is where they make their money though, right? On all of these accessories.
Well, getting back to Circana, which we didn't say, Gears of War. So the Helldivers number seemed wrong. He said he was going to look into it and try and figure it out because it didn't chart on Xbox. But Gears of War was actually
number 16 or something.
Well, no, it was number 16 for the month for everything. But then it didn't chart at all for Xbox, and so they're trying to figure out why. Because it definitely should have, because Gears of War was actually number 6 on PlayStation.
Wow. Impressive.
And that was not, there's no way that was an expensive port. Because it was just, let's really fix up Ultimate Edition graphically and make it work right on PC and get it over on PS5. But yeah, I like these ones. I'm not huge on the Moon Man, but the fact that his head's cut out around everything and is what's spewing stuff out, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nifty. If you're a fan, go drop some pennies, I guess. There you go. In terms of other things announced and happening as October's typical horror-filled gaming festival begins, Call of Duty The Haunting is launching just in time for the spooky season. And it's interesting here. This is the first sort of time we've seen Activision almost directly acknowledge the existence of Battlefield 6. And how are they doing that? Well, outside of launching all of this cool stuff for the zombies mode and everything else in Black Ops 6, they're also making it free to play effectively for a week across campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, which is a bold move. The entire game. Yep, that's kind of cool.
As Matt was talking, it was a very good episode of Game S yesterday with Matt Piscatella on. He was like, "This is great. This is the type of competition that helps people. Like more of this, please, because lately it's just been too much consolidation and domination of different things and pushing Activision to have to really try." And he had a lot of really cool numbers around their. They did a whole big thing, and it's like, okay, you're gonna get Call of Duty, you're gonna get Battlefield. And a lot of people who are getting Battlefield have also said they're getting Call of Duty, but not many people who say they're getting Call of Duty are getting Battlefield. So there is still a fair amount of overlap between them because they are similar games in similar genres, but the actual Battlefield experience that I think most people like is the open warfare, enormous maps full of jets and helicopters and tanks, and you don't get that in pretty much any other game.
No.
Like that is Battlefield, and if you are into that, you're into that. And if you're into boots on the ground, smaller groups, team deathmatch focused stuff, you're probably going to end up being more into Call of Duty because it's entirely built around that. Like Call of Duty's got their 20v20 mode, but like Battlefield is a 32v32 game. It's about destruction and blowing the shit out of everything, and the map looks like an actual war zone by the end of it, which when you then see it in real life is terrifying, but I digress.
Hey, this is video games. Let's keep it fun. Keep it light. But yes, in terms of Black Ops 6's free week, it coincides with the launch of The Haunting across Black Ops 6 and Warzone. It's a horror-themed season. You'll be able to play as legendary characters Jason, Chucky, or I think the Predator is in there. Like I don't know what's going on. This is Call of Duty. There are 3 new maps, including Boo Town, a version of Nuketown. There's new zombie stuff. There's new leaderboard challenges and events. There's new map variants on Verdansk and Rebirth Island as the night comes in. There's all sorts. So go check it out. The full details are up on XboxEra.com. I will put the link in the chat.
With all the news that's been going around, it is crazy that Black Ops 6 is still one of the best-selling games of the year.
Yeah. Yep. Mad. Speaking of one of the best-selling games of the year, Expedition 33 celebrated hitting 5 million units sold, which is incredible effort from this team, and surprised fans by announcing new content is coming to the game. So yay, 5 million, but the head or the creative director of Expedition 33 at Sandfall shared some more details, saying that the response to our game has been nothing short of incredible. We spent years working on our dream project, and to know it's resonated with fans around the world in such a powerful way is both wonderful and overwhelming. We're so grateful, and we hope the update we're working on will act as a thank you to those fans for their support. Please be patient while our team work hard on bringing you something worth the wait. What update is that, Jesse?
I forget. There's been so much goddamn news and shit going.
Well, I'll tell you.
There's new area, new outfits. Yeah.
There's a new playable environment that takes the characters of Expedition 33 to a brand new location with new enemy encounters and surprises. There's challenging new boss battles for late game players to overcome, new costumes, new text and UI game localizations into Czech, Ukrainian, Latin American, Spanish, Turkish, Vietnamese, Thai, and Indonesian, bringing the total number of supported languages to 19, plus even more surprises. Ooh.
It is crazy to think this game came out this year when it was one I couldn't talk about this game. Like, I had it.
You were hilarious. You were like, can I talk to you about this game? Are you ever going to play it? I was like, probably not, maybe. I was just like, I don't care. Tell me. And he just waxed lyrical about the plot.
Yeah. And I ended up, and it was like, I was done and had the review done, and Pre-Drag started making that gorgeous friggin' review page for it like a full 2 weeks before it came out. And so it was like a month before most people were starting to talk about the whole plot and story and everything and about how good it was. God damn it. So good.
Good times, mate. Good times.
That was and that was part of the quarter that Xbox wants to emulate every quarter, they said. Or Jez said. They were like,
that was Expedition 33, Blueprints,
Doom,
all in one quarter.
Elder Scrolls 4 remastered. Like, it was just one of the... For a service that I heard a couple days ago, someone say, what has it had lately and what does Microsoft have even in the pipeline? I was like, man, for all the shit that's been going on, for as bad as they are as a company at Microsoft, this has been one of, if not the best years ever for people who play games on the platform, especially Game Pass users or people who got a lot of money and buy everything instead. Like, it's been great. You don't have to make other stuff up. Like, they already had Avowed and South of Been, although we had that friggin' headline from one.
Oh, that headline.
My
I know
God.
exactly the headline you're talking about. I don't know if anyone's seen this. And, like, I'm not one for throwing shade, but I'm going to throw some shade because this headline is, if this doesn't convey a certain amount of perhaps
Find the picture
bias.
Well, it's the immediacy and love of clickbait. But like this headline from a certain
we spoke
website.
about this, right? I think we spoke about this earlier this week in headlines or last week. Unity, the game engine, has a security flaw, which they've identified. There's patches available, but as a precaution, some studios have delisted their games, including Obsidian, while they fix those problems.
Yeah, because they don't use Unity in their game. They use it in their art books and stuff that you get with the digital editions.
And what does this headline say? One of 2025's first AAA game disappointments removed from sale over security concerns. So one, that frames that the game is it's Obsidian's fault that there's a security concern. Two, it expresses an opinion in the news, which isn't the news really, if you're giving your opinion at the same time. This is emblematic of how shit this industry has become sometimes. Let's shit on the game, blame it on someone else, and not actually tell the full story, all in one headline. Boom.
That was Mike Rose from No More Robots was like, how come it's so hard to get things covered and people cover them these ways? Like, it's mostly Google. You have to report things in a way that Google wants, and that headline will probably get 20 times more click than security flaw in Unity leads to delisting of blank amount of games.
Do you know what I've seen cropping up on a lot of video game websites as well? Follow us on Google News, add us to Google News. So clearly, maybe we're missing a trick there. Do we need to add that to all of our blog posts now? Follow us on Google News, please.
I mean, it is a thing. We are listed as XboxEra Google News.
Yep.
So
it's true.
Go like and
follow us.
Hit the like button. Only been 33 of you so far, and Google likes the like button. It's equivalent to sending like 20 messages in chat, I'm sure, for their engagement metrics.
I'm going to start all new YouTube videos from tomorrow onwards going, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy here,
hey,
Jon,
guys.
back with another video.
How's it going, guys?
I can't do it. Can't do it. It's against me. It's against my soul. Last couple of news stories here. Speaking of incredibly popular games that just won't die, online co-op is coming to Vampire Survivors. 4-player online co-op. They teased this via the weirdest video ever.
So a Ponkle video.
Yeah, it's very Ponkle. But they also revealed it was one of 5 things that they're announcing for Vampire Survivor version 1.14. And that is online co-op with 3 other friends to roam around the map. So you're not stuck in one area. You can bugger off and abandon your pal.
You can bugger your pals?
Cool. Yeah, mate, only in your weird, twisted mind.
That's what you said. I didn't say anything.
I said you can bugger off. It's your brain interpreting things.
You can bugger them off. I don't know.
Sexual way.
I don't know how you Brits talk.
But yeah, that's cool. I'm definitely going to dive back in for some online Vampire Survivors. Love that shit. More teases.
Guy in a skeleton sweater.
Yeah. And I think the last one is a fighting game. What's going on here? I don't know about this.
This is the headline. This is the fucking thumbnail on our podcast this week, John. I'm not kidding.
What? Nick chose this of all things.
Yep, because he's really excited about it. 2X KO from Riot Games. Their 2v2 play on a keyboard fighting game is now out in early access on PC. Normally with Riot, you get everything they have roster-wise. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, I did reach out. They have no statement on it as of yet. I got the impression they are just focused on making this work and not explode. It's probably going to be very popular. So 2X KO, real pretty and actually surprisingly small download because I checked it out real quick. Fighting game that is built to be played on mouse and key or just keyboard. IGN's got a review up of it. I'll play a little tiny bit of footage from that, but Mitchell Saltzman likes it quite a bit. It also immediately has a $100 skin bundle because that is Riot. That is just what they do, and people lose their goddamn minds over it, but you don't have to buy it. And those people that do pay for the game to exist, so enjoy. What the whales are covering us, that was the main point Matt Piscatella made, that the price insensitive are completely carrying the paid video game market. Like, the only reason any of us get to keep playing cool things like Indiana Jones or Ninja Gaiden or Ghost of Yotei is because there's a tiny percentage that pay way more than everyone else. But yeah, so this one's out. Nick's very excited. You've got to like play a bunch to grind and earn all the characters because it is fully free to play. Maybe in the future, because every other single Riot game does it, they will give you the characters as a Game Pass Ultimate perk. Not known yet, but it only just launched, so we will see.
Fair. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's very pretty.
It's
It's like a 2 gig download too.
It looks really neat. I mean, if I had any kind of patience for a fighting game,
and you wanted to use WASD and JKL, that's how you play on a keyboard.
Jump, kick, lunge.
Like it's light, medium, heavy. Like so, you pretty much you got your hand on both sides of the keyboard, and every button is right around those two areas.
That's cool.
It's kind of like having a double fight stick, like the button only fight sticks.
That's neat.
Oh, yeah, people seem pretty happy so far. It's obviously a very early look at everything. It's been in like closed beta, I think, for a while. But now it's just there. You can just go get it if you want to install their friggin' Vanguard kernel level anti-cheat.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go, folks. That's pretty much all of the video game news from across the industry for today. But stick around on the site and on the channel because
9 minutes from now,
9 minutes, you get to enjoy your first glimpse of the Battlefield 6 campaign.
And if you don't want to play it and you still want to see it, once the game is fully out, I put together the whole thing. Because I realized I had recorded the whole thing. I was like, oh, okay, I might as well just do that then. I still don't have a thumbnail though. If you want to hit, pre-drag up for that. I'm just using the key art for now.
Okay. Yeah.
Key art's probably fine.
Yeah. In this campaign review, you'll see a bit of footage from both the Xbox version.
Yeah, I was only on Xbox, and John was on PC because he hates Xbox and our patrons.
That's true. All of these things are true. If you want to be hated by me, head over to patreon.com/XboxEra.
And for the rest of the month,
I'll hate you a lot.
John will be unfortunately moving house. So maybe we'll miss a show here or there or something. We'll see how everything's set up. Probably not, but you never know.
So the current plan is on October 20th, I will move out regardless. But the sale is actually going to complete on October 31st. So, but from an organizational point of view, the 20th is what we're going to do.
And if you can get out and get everything cleaned up, and then it's just easy. You don't have to worry about scrambling.
Yeah, I should be on the show on the 18th of October. So not this Saturday, but next. And then I should be all set up and can come swooping back in on the 29th. So it'll be fine.
The headlines on like the 21st would probably be tough. Maybe.
We'll Let's see. I'll be efficient.
But we also have way too much coverage coming. We're hoping we'll have a review for Ball Pit. We're hoping on Ninja Gaiden. We're obviously like Ninja Gaiden, Keeper, Outer Worlds. Hopefully, like we normally get. We have a good relationship with them. Should be fine. Christ, what? There's a bunch of other stuff. There's Fast and Furious Arcade Edition from Fairy. I also just sent them that new Hot Wheels game. Or I just put in for it. Like I don't know, there might be another 10 to 15 reviews throughout the rest of this month with what everyone has and is working on right now. Oh yeah, I want to do Power Wash Simulator, so 2, which is also coming to Game Pass because that's another Game Pass game that was announced recently that's coming this month. It's kind of crazy just how much stuff is constantly releasing.
It's delightful, isn't it?
It'll finally slow down in November, and then we get to immediately try and be like, okay, now let's try and catch up on stuff we didn't play for Game of the Year.
It's a fun problem to have. Yep. Anyways, we'll be back on Saturday for the XboxEra podcast live on the usual times on YouTube. So feel free to hang out with us and join us there. If you enjoyed this episode of Headlines, do hit like, follow us on YouTube if you haven't already. Install XboxEra.com as your web browser app thingy. Like it all helps. And if you really love what we do, consider supporting us directly on Patreon by heading to patreon.com/XboxEra. Until then, in 5 minutes time, go watch the Battlefield 6 campaign review, and we'll be back probably as early as humanly possible next week with our thoughts for multiplayer, be it a review in progress or otherwise. Until then, be good to each other, play video games, have fun. Ciao for now.